He just took my wife's name.
Yo, come here. Me? Yes, you.
Oh, so sorry.
Very sorry.
Damn it.
Oh, poor. Damn Clank. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Here, let me help you with that, ma'am.
Ma'am? Seriously?
I could have gone with Sweetie. You get my message about Dubai?
Yeah. I'm glad you're alright, Adam. That ambush sounded pretty bad, man.
Not something.
What's going on, everyone? It's Brock from Brock and Sindri. We're back again for another Cyberpunk Monday. Just gonna mix it up a little bit now, I think, with a few different game series out there just to keep things interesting. And this week we are doing a video on Deus Ex Law, and specifically the character of Alex Vega, who is a former VTOL pilot for Bell Tower Associates and is in affiliation with Janus and the Juggernaut Collective. In 2027, Vega is a VTOL pilot for Bell Tower assigned to transport the World Health Organization Inspector Stuart St. John for his investigations. At one point, she and the inspector are in Panama City, where the inspector is investigating the drug Riazine. In Panama City, then Saxon meets Alex at the nightclub Nightshades. There, Saxon questions her about Bell Tower's involvement with their illegal distribution of Riazine to gangsters and their cover-up of the drug's fatalities. Alex tells him to visit the inspector and warn him that his Riazine investigation has put his life in danger. Saxon finds the inspector at the Hotel Etana, but he is assassinated by the tyrants. Saxon uses his info link to inform Alex that the inspector was killed in a Black Ops hit. Alex then realizes that Bell Tower will frame her, so she and Saxon hatch his plan to sabotage the tracking equipment at the XNG data center so that they can then escape from Panama on her VTOL without being followed. Saxon goes to the helipad at the secret Bell Tower base inside the XNG data center and shuts down the tracking equipment. Saxon then makes his way to the roof of the Hotel Etana, where he takes out the Spec Ops soldiers and a box guard so Alex can land safely. She proceeds to blow up a Bell Tower helicopter before landing to pick up Saxon, tells her to take him to the Sapphire Biotech building in Canberra, Australia. Alex's and Saxon's crusade against the conspiracy would later conclude in New York City. Sometime afterwards, Saxon sets up a meeting between her and Janus, leader of the Juggernaut Collective. At a closed Tastemate restaurant in Montreal, she and Janus engage in a video chat where he thanks her for flying Dr. Cardoso into Toronto. Alex confirms to Janus that she wants to join the Juggernaut Collective in order to fight the Illuminati. Janus introduces her to Garvin Quinn, who will be her partner on their next mission. That mission is Quinn's infiltration of Bell Tower, posing as a base mechanic at Rifleman Bank Station. Vega evacuates Quinn from the base in the aftermath of Adam Jensen's departure. In early 2029, Alex flies Quinn to Detroit to recruit Jensen into the Juggernaut Collective. Together, they meet Jensen and Francis Pritchard and ask Jensen to join the collective. Later, Alex flies Jensen to a train to stop a squad of Illuminati agents, including Gunther Herman, from hijacking an Interpol-confiscated shipment of stolen Sarif Industries augmentations. After Jensen succeeds in denying the Illuminati the augmentations, he then meets with Alex and Quinn once more, telling them that he has agreed to join the Juggernaut Collective. The collective intends to utilize Jensen to investigate the Prague-based Central European Division of Task Force 29, an Interpol unit they suspect to be an Illuminati front. Afterwards, Alex travels to Prague, where she gets captured by and subsequently breaks down a police-run org chop shop there with the help of Ivan Burke and Janus. Alex then meets with Jensen, who is now a member of the TF-29 unit in Prague. Whilst in Prague, Alex is Jensen's primary contact with the Juggernaut Collective. She exchanges information between Janus and Jensen. She mainly contacts him through his info link. When Jensen undertakes one of his first missions in Prague, concerning the investigation of a terrorist group led by Sebastian King, Alex assists Jensen by providing intelligence gathered by the collective. During this mission, Alex points out to Jensen that there is a mole operating in TF-29 who is leaking information to groups that may be affiliated with the Illuminati. After Jensen returns from his mission in Dubai, during which his TF-29 unit was unexpectedly ambushed by shadow operatives, Alex meets Jensen in the Rosicka station in Prague. She tells him that TF-29 unit was meant to witness the ambush because there was no reason for TF-29 to send the Prague team when the much closer team in Oman was available for the mission. Alex also gave Jensen a device called the Whisper Chip. Janus intended to use the Whisper Chip to tap TF-29's neural subnet terminal, but shortly after, Alex hands over the Whisper Chip to Jensen and instructs him to plant the chip in TF-29's NSN equipment. The station is destroyed by bomb explosions. After finally being planted, the Whisper Chip reveals a partial conversation in which Jim Miller is told by his boss, Joseph Mandley, to pin the Dubai attack, the train station bombing, and an unheard of VersaLife attack on the Augmented Rights Coalition. After Jensen returns from his Golem City mission, during which he witnessed the assassination of ARC leader Talos Rucker by a mysterious substance, Alex meets him at a courtyard near the TF-29 headquarters. Alex informs Jensen that a similar incident happened at VersaLife's Roca Seca beach facility where a woman was poisoned. However, the reports were buried and merely labeled as an industrial accident, making Janus and Alex suspect that the substance could be a bioweapon. Alex also informs Jensen that VersaLife was involved with the events that she stumbled upon in Panama City, and that VersaLife was the reason why she has a target on her back. Seeking to uncover more information, Jensen accesses TF-29's NSN directly and finds a recording showing that Mandley is being controlled by Bob Page, who had given orders to Mandley to assassinate Rucker. In the recording, Page also remarks that Rucker's assassination will force Santo Group CEO Nathaniel Brown to act. Based on this revelation, Alex sets up a teleconference meeting between Janus and Jensen, but the meeting is cut short when a connection is compromised. Afterwards, Alex urges Jensen to break into VersaLife's corporate vault in the Palisade Property Bank to discover more about the Orchid, the substance used to poison Rucker. Later, Jensen discovers that Viktor Marchenko and the Shadow operatives are planning to assassinate Nathaniel Brown at the Apex Center in London, where Brown will be hosting the Safe Harbor Convention to rally support against the Human Restoration Act. Alex informs Jensen that Brown is attempting to thwart the Human Restoration Act from passing because passage of the act would create an unsustainable inflow of augmented people into Santo's safe havens for the augmented. Jensen and TF-29 heads to London. During Jensen's mission in London, Alex informs Jensen that protecting Brown and the hosted United Nations delegates is of most importance. 1 week later, Jensen is back at his apartment with Alex as they watch the news unfold about what happened in London. Jensen tells Alex he wants to find out who Janus really is. He tells her that Janus can either set up a meeting face to face, or Jensen will find him himself. Or in Deus Ex The Fall, the CASIE augmentation depicts Alex as highly intelligent with a cautious demeanor, capable of being manipulated if her confidence is built up, a person against whom pheromone use is suggested. Some interesting quotes. A gentleman, huh? I'll have a shot of you don't know me and a dash of get lost on the side, to Ben Saxon when they first meet. I'm a pilot, I'm not your damn driver, but I will be the kicker of your ass if you keep that up, to Garvin Quinn. Some trivia. Vega's appearance in Deus Ex Mankind Divided is very different from her original appearance in Deus Ex The Fall. In The Fall, she was designed to resemble Farida Malik from Deus Ex Human Revolution. She was later redesigned for Mankind Divided, presumably to move away from this particular resemblance. And that's what we've got on Alex Vega, another interesting character. I guess to be, in some ways, the new Farida Malik, both good characters in their own right. What did you guys think of Vega? I mean, that ending of Mankind Divided suggests that there's supposed to be a sequel to that one too, but which hasn't happened yet. But I would imagine a sequel would have involved Jensen going after or trying to find out more about the Juggernaut Collective, and Vega would have probably had more appearances. But that'll do it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you in the next lore video.
The Human Restoration Act is a perversion of all the United Nations stands for. In time, I believe saner minds on the Security Council will prevail.
Strong words from a man with an even stronger bank account. Let us see if his prediction proves true. This is Eliza Cathedral.
Hey, are you even listening to this?
Live
We won!
from Pike.
Did we?
We completely disrupted their plan. Marchenko, the Orchid, the bombs. You've been under too long, man. Time to come up for air. Take a breath. Janus messaged me last night, said Brown's been lobbying like a champ. He and the people you saved know the act isn't a solution. Picus will talk around it as long as they can, but that thing is finished.
Janus always seems to have the inside track. Except when it really matters.
Miller, right? I'm sorry, Adam. I really did think he was working for the Illuminati.
For a while, we both did. By the time I realized he was innocent. We can't change the past. We have to keep going.
What are you thinking?
How many more plans do they have in motion? How many more soldiers like Marchenko are waiting for the call?
Don't call him a soldier. He was a thug, man. Soldiers have a code of honor. Honestly, I'm surprised you let him live.
The center. Construction, archaeology, quality, excellence. The center. Restoring the past and building the future.
Marchenko knows things. Put him in a cell, it might convince him to talk. Put him in the morgue, we get nothing.
Let's hope his bosses aren't as smart as you are.
Regardless, we want the men behind him. Behind the Human Restoration Act. The ones still out there in the shadows. It's time for me to start pulling them into the light.
Well, now we got names. Manderley and Page. The collective won't stop until we bring these guys down.
Yeah? Well, there's one more name I want to put a face to. Janus.
So that's what you've been chewing on. Look, I'll try, Adam, but I already told you he doesn't like meetings that aren't on his terms.
Then give him a choice. Either he sets up a meeting, face to face, or I find him myself. I think it's high time we met the man behind the mask, Alex. Don't you?